Yes. On a Monday, we shall nerdvenge once again. And don't worry. Nah, don't you worry. Don't you worry. For I am on my way. Woo! Yeah! Oh! Yeah! Oh! And it's awesome to be here with you guys on my way to Nerdvengers Tower. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Epic week. Epic week. It's an epic week. Chat, hit me with the... It's an epic week. An MCU movie comes out this week. Wakanda Forever. That shit's gonna be pretty freaking hyped up. But on top of that, we've got some juicy news to start your Monday. It was already going to be juicy. Like, there's already some really crazy stuff going on with Across the Spider-Verse, Tom Holland, different variants of Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Sony versus Marvel, and all of that craziness. But you know what? There's more. I've got a little scoopy, a little bit of scoop for us. I'll pull it in the tower. I'll see you in a second. Oh, I see you trying to gamble. Oh, I see you trying to gamble. Not today. Yeah, that's right. I don't know if it's what the hell's the deal called again? What's it called? Daylight savings time? I don't know if it's daylight savings time or whatever, but yeah, I got a good bit of rest actually last night and the night before it, so we're in tip-top shape. Spared no expense, and also, where's the gosh dang likes at? Where's the gosh dang likes at? What do I got to do? What do I got to do to get some likes? I'll make you guys a deal. If we go over 500 likes. And this should just show you that, yeah, no, I am literally a whore for the likes, okay? So let's just get that right out of the way. Yes, I am a whore for the likes. If we get over 500 likes, another button gets unbuttoned. Yeah, it's like OnlyFans over here. Except for likes. So get the goddamn likes going, and we'll undo a button. I might even do a button for every 500. I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll get into it. Okay, also, a couple of things I want to say right off the bat. We are back to kind of our old time when it comes to these streams. We are at 11 a.m., and that's what we're doing for the rest of the week. Now, here's the deal. There's not going to be a public stream on Wednesday. Instead, it's just going to be a Nerdvenger stream, and we'll kick it. We'll do some fun stuff and hang out at 11. So if you're a Nerdvenger, you got streams at 11 all throughout the week, okay? But otherwise, there's just going to be a stream today at 11, a stream tomorrow at 11, Thursday stream at 11, Friday stream at 11. Yeah, and that's the new time. We're going to kind of experiment with this time. See how this goes. You know what I mean? See how this goes and see what's going on with this, okay? On top of that, we need, as a community, we need to send our healing, positive energy to Fernie, okay? Because Fernie, like, he hit me up, I think it was like either Friday or Saturday, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm kind of like in a lot of pain right now, you know? He's been doing some hiking and doing some stuff like that, okay? And he hit me up and he was like, I'm in a lot of pain right now. And the next thing I know, he's in the hospital. And he's got a gallbladder thing. So I don't know what happened, but you got to send some love and some healing energy to Fernie, man. He is He is out of commission. He's working on an edit today. We're just going to see how he can handle it. We've got Elisa already working on a video, so we got some backup in there. But yeah, I hope he's doing okay. So let's get some love over to Fernie. Thank you guys so much for that. Okay. A couple of other things I wanted to say. Man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this week as far as giveaways and fun stuff like that. But I did want to bring up that we finally figured out a way to pull for the Reforged Mjolnir, okay? Oh, geez, what? That's not it. That's not it at all. Oh, my goodness. Wait, hang on. I do that? Okay, this is the guy. Justin Potts. Justin! You've won the Reforged Mjolnir. So you just got to hit me up. Hit me on the Discord. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm going to post this on our Twitter. I'm going to post it on the community tab for the live streaming channel and for the regular channel. Justin Potts, you are the dude that won the Reforged Mjolnir, so you got to hit me up. But, we've got a lot of fun stuff that we're going to give away this week for Wakanda Forever. We've got 2 of these dope GameStop exclusive beads. So they are the beads that they wear, the Wakandan beads that you can wear as kind of like a bracelet. And these things look hella nice. So Friday morning, we'll be doing a stream, full spoilers for Wakanda Forever. So, you know, you either got to not care about spoilers, you got to go see it Thursday to be able to enjoy that stream live. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it later on, because you can. You can always go back and watch it after you see the film. But that's when we're going to do these things, and we're going to do a giveaway for those. So come on by on Friday and save up your nerd coin for that, because I think that's pretty freaking cool. And, you know, I wanted to point out, too. Hang on one second. I wanted to point out, just because, like, I like giveaway stuff. I like giveaways and fun stuff like that. That this month for the main channel, we've got these 2. Put me in the freaking. Okay, we've got these 2 dope Marvel Legends figures, the OG Tony Stark and the Thor, who is the Herald of Galactus. And we're giving us 2 sets of these away on the main channel, and we're giving a set away on the live streaming channel. So subscribe. If you're subscribed to this channel, you're automatically entered to win. And if you're subscribed to the main channel, you're automatically entered to win. Are you not? Like, do you not get it? We want you to subscribe. Okay? Just subscribe. And you'll get a chance to win some dope stuff. So do me a favor and shut your mouth. And subscribe. Okay, are we good? I think that's it. I'm out of breath. From all of the fun giveaway stuff. So, okay, yeah, that's the whole point. We've just got some fun stuff that we're giving away this week. And man, I'm so excited to see Wakanda Forever. Elijah, thank you for that. I'll go over that in the back half of the stream for sure. For sure, my friend. I'm excited. Did I just trigger myself? Probably did. Probably did do that. Okay. So, let's start by going over this news. We'll go over some cool stuff here. And then I'll give you the scoop that I heard in addition to this, okay? So, real quick, just as curiosity. How many of you guys watched the video I dropped yesterday breaking this all down, okay? Because there's been a lot of Tom Holland Spider-Man stuff and Spider-Man stuff in general that's come out over the past couple of weeks. Rumors of Marvel's plan, rumors that Disney and Sony are signing another big deal, rumors about Across the Spider-Verse, etc., okay? So, cool. Looks like some people have seen it. So, we'll go over this kind of briefly just for the people that aren't aware of it. And then I want to kind of give you my take, and then I'll give you the tea. Okay? It's pretty freaking awesome. Nerd Theory tonight? Yeah, absolutely should be a Nerd Theory tonight. I think we'll end up talking about the Acolyte. There have been some interesting things going on with the Acolyte, so we'll probably talk about that a little bit. And we'll go with that. Okay, so this is over on the Cosmic Circus. It says exclusive previous Spider-Man to appear in Across the Spider-Verse. Now, as I talked about in the video, you know, they talk about a good bit of characters that are going to be in the sequel. Okay, so you're gonna have Spider-Gwen, you're You're going to have Miles. They're arguably the two main characters of the first movie. You're going to have Peter B., Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099, and Spider-Man Noir. Those are all characters that you know for sure. We know of a number of variants that are going to be in it as well, including Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman, Spider-Man, how do you pronounce this? Spider-Man, the Japanese Spider-Man, which, you know what? Also, if y'all were there when we watched the Spider-Man episodes, the Japanese Spider-Man, in the watch party, throw a 1 into the chat. I'm just curious. I like seeing that kind of stuff because I had a blast watching Japanese Spider-Man with you guys. That shit was so fun, wasn't it? Yeah, dude. That's it. Oh, man. Spider-Man. Maybe that's how you do it. Yeah. Oh, tell Theory how much you love Andor. Oh, man. I love Andor. Dude, Andor is so cool. Scarlet Spider, Spider-Punk, Cyborg, Spider-Woman, and Spider-Man India. Okay? So, you know, you got a ton of different Spider-Man going on. Now, the juice, as it were, ladies and gentlemen, the juice is all about this. Tom Holland Spider-Man and the Spider-Man from the PS4 game are also supposed to be in this movie, okay? Now, let's dig into this. As of now, there is no word as to whether or not Tom Holland would return to voice his Peter Parker for this. However, we've been told that the character in that film and the one from the previous MCU installments are the same. The same can be said for the Spider-Man from PS4. Interesting, okay? So it appears that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse will serve as the next outing for Tom Holland's Peter Parker following the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. But will the events of the film play a factor in what's happening in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Will the MCU acknowledge the events of this Spider-Verse sequel moving forward? If Holland's Spider-Man crossover into the Spider-Verse, can the same be said for the character from the franchise crossing over for Secret Wars? Okay, so there's a lot going on in here. There's even more sort of juice that I want to get into as well. But let's just stop for a second and kind of reflect on what this means, okay? And I love this image. Let's just open this up and look at this a little bit, Mo. So cool, man. I love this shot of Tom Holland Spider-Man from the end. That suit just looks absolutely fantastic. Okay. So, for a long time, Nerdvengers, for a long time, we have speculated and we have covered what is going on between Sony and Marvel. What's the deal? And it goes all the way back to the sad Feige interview. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Him and Amy Pascal. Amy Pascal popping off at the mouth, talking about all kinds of crazy things that Sony has planned for Spider-Man. And right next to her, Kevin Feige looking like he is struggling with a massive constipation problem. He was squirming like you couldn't believe. It was hilarious. It was iconic. We'll never forget it. We'll never forget. Sad Feige. But literally since then, we don't know what the fuck is going on. And the thing that's really crazy about Sony is that they've seemingly had all these different plans. They seemingly have all these different ideas. And yet, all of their movies, other than the animated one, all of their movies don't have a Spider-Man in them. Like, Venom doesn't have a Spider-Man. Venom 2 doesn't have a Spider-Man. Like, there's a post-credit thing or whatever, you know, all that. Morbius, no Spider-Man. Kraven the Hunter, no Spider-Man. So it's been kind of confusing. Like, technically, the only movies that Sony has made in the past 5 years, live action, that have a Spider-Man are ones that Kevin Feige produces on as well, and that take place inside the MCU. That's so weird. So from a point where Sony and Amy Pascal start saying all this stuff about how they're building a universe for Tom Holland, they're building this place for Tom Holland to then come in and play with, and they have all these villains that they're building and all these different things, and yet we haven't seen Tom Holland in a Sony project outside of the Kevin Feige stuff. And so for the longest time, it's sort of been this question of, are they actually going to do anything with Tom Holland Spider-Man? Because they technically have all the rights in the world to do so. Those are Sony movies, even though Disney and Marvel have co-produced, and even on the last one, they produced, I think, at 25% or something. Like, they put more money up, and they took more money from it. But it's still a Sony movie. And I'm pretty sure that in late 2019, when they tried to just take Tom Holland back, the plan was to just use Tom Holland in all of their movies, okay? So it's like, dang, dude, what is the deal with all of that? Well, I think what this story is really about is the very first time, and maybe the beginning of many other times, where Sony will shoot their shot. They're going to make their play with Tom Holland, okay? And I find it really curious and interesting that in Across the Spider-Verse, it's going to be the Tom Holland MCU Spider-Man, according to Sony, and yet Tom Holland might not actually come back to voice the character. Now, what's interesting about that is that Marvel has done this as well. I mean, I think regardless of how this all shakes out, Tom Holland's going to get paid, and he's going to get paid big. But this is kind of an interesting thing to think about. Tom Holland Spider-Man already has existed in the MCU without Tom Holland being involved. This happened in What If? During the Marvel Zombies episode, you had a Peter Parker that sounds like Tom Holland, that looks like Tom Holland, for all intents and purposes is Tom Holland, but it's not voiced by Tom Holland. Okay? And to me, that's quite interesting. On top of that, we know of at least 2 more projects, 2 more, that are MCU that are going to have Tom Holland Spider-Man that might not have Tom voicing it. Very interesting. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Spider-Man Freshman Year, which is a multiversal take on Tom Holland Spider-Man origin. But that's Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's a variant of Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like, that's the whole idea. Right? He's going through things that Tom Holland went through, but slightly different. So Norman Osborn's going to be the mentor instead of Tony Stark. Pretty interesting. On top of that, in Marvel Zombies, we believe that you're going to see the return of Spider-Man from What If. So you're talking about 2 more animated projects that are Tom Holland Spider-Man that Tom Holland isn't voicing. And so the precedence is there for Sony to do this. And I saw some people in chat saying like, man, it's a D move, or that's, not right. And to a degree, I agree, right? It's like, man, they're going to put Tom Holland Spider-Man in Across the Spider-Verse, and Tom might not be involved at all, but it doesn't matter, because if they do it in a certain way and make it make sense to the canon, you're going to have Tom Holland in that project, right? And I don't know what kind of a role he's going to play, right? And so it could be the case that he's going to play this massive role. It could be the case that it's just a cameo. But as they point out in the article, this is quite interesting. For them to do this, right? It suggests that this, whatever's happening in Across the Spider-Verse, is going to be of such significance that Tom Holland will be involved in it in some way, shape, or form. And then it's up to Marvel and Sony to figure out the continuity of that moving forward. Like, when we see Spider-Man 4 in the MCU, is Tom Holland going to acknowledge the events of Across the Spider-Verse? And then how do you do Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 and 2? The next one I think is called Beyond. With these Spider-Men, and then also have them pop up on Secret Wars and not have it start to feel like, oh shit, the multiverse Spider-Man, just all this stuff just keeps happening. Like, it feels very weird, does it not? I wonder, and I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that this Across the Spider-Verse move in bringing Tom Holland in, do you think that this will affect live action movies? Yes or no? Do you think it's going to affect the live action stuff, or is this just a fun little animated thing, something they're throwing in there just to kind of make it pop? Some people say yes, some people say no. Yeah, no, yes for sure. I don't think it will affect the live action stuff. Gosh damn, time change again. I know, I'm sorry. I did try to warn everybody. I talked about it a lot last week. Did we get to 500 likes yet? You guys can't even get to 5. I'm putting a button up. We're going in the opposite direction. Holy shit. I'm going to get a parka on. Okay. So now let me tell you the scoop. Wait, hang on. Okay. And now let me tell you the scoop. Do you guys want it? Do you guys want the scoop? Should I wait a little bit or should I just give you the scoop? I don't know. You tell me. No scoops? I can wait a little more. Oh, all right, fine, Adam. Patient. I guess it's a virtue. Give it to us. Pause. Pause. Okay. So I was just like many of you where I was like contemplating. I was like, does this have anything to do with live action? Like, what the fuck is Sony doing? Like, is this just some sweet cameo thing? Will this affect live, what live action Tom Holland, Marvel, Sony, Marvel? Okay, so here it is. Okay. Now, I want to tell you this. Take this with a massive grain of salt. Take this with I would say, sweet potato size grain of salt. Okay. This is a news source that just reached out to me with some fun information. I haven't been able to verify this with anybody, but I have reason to believe that this source knows what they're talking about. Okay? Now, what the report is, and this blew my mind, dude. Like, when I heard this, I was like, and it confused the fuck out of me, and that's why I want to share it here so that we can continue to talk about it, okay? Tom Holland is set to appear in the Madam Web live action movie. Okay? I want to let that sink in for a second. Okay? Tom Holland is set to appear in the Madam Web movie. Yeah. So, as I was thinking about all this stuff, as I was like, yo, what the heck? They're all going to be in Spider-Verse, but then maybe that doesn't have anything to do with live action. Like, so Sony's making this big play with their animated stuff, but all their live action stuff seems like Kraven the Hunter, Morbius, like bullcrap, dude. What's the deal? When is it ever going to pay off? What are they doing with Tom Holland? Well, it would appear that not only are you going to get in Across the Spider-Verse a setup that will start to really open up the multiverse for a bunch of different Spider-Man, but Tom Holland himself is supposed to be in Madam Web? And that's hella confusing because as far as we understand Madam Web currently, there's going to be a bunch of spider totem people that maybe are going through time to try to stop someone from killing Peter Parker's mom before she has Peter Parker. And we all had assumed, because of the look of the 90s and everything, that was going to be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And it might still be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. But then how the heck does Tom Holland factor into all of that? Okay? Now, we've heard for some time that the Madam Web movie is something like the linchpin that will pull all of this stuff together. Like, Madam Web is supposed to set up and make sense of all of this multiversal stuff. Okay? But I've also heard that Madam Web is a big gloobly glob mess that they have no idea what they're doing, and it's being rewritten on the set. So I guess the question is Kevin Feige helping them with Madam Web and Across the Spider-Verse? Or is Sony just trying to do their own thing and trying to make it all make sense with beautiful connective tissue like the Morbius post-credit scene? I don't know. Something to do with Spider-Man, I think. Do you feel me? Do you feel what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know, man. As it currently stands, I think Marvel has a plan for what they want to do with Tom Holland, and it includes Spider-Man 4, Kingpin, Daredevil kind of team up there, Avengers, Kang, Dynasty, and Secret Wars. It also seems like Feige really wants Tobey and Andrew back for Secret Wars. It seems like Sony is trying to set up a Spider-Geddon, maybe via Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 and Part 2, and then potentially paid off in live action. And it feels like Madam Web is a really important piece to pulling that all together. And I had this thought yesterday when I was like going over all of this, where I was like, well, maybe the reason that Sony is holding off on any Spider-Man, like not just Tom Holland, but like they haven't done any Spider-Man in any of their things yet. Maybe the reason they're holding off on that is because they are waiting to actually get the help and aid from Kevin Feige and have that all figured out. Because we've heard a lot about this, right? There was like supposedly Olivia Wilde was talking about how Feige would snipe her if she talked about the Sony Spider-Man movie she was working on. It came out a couple of months ago that Feige still gives notes on all the Spider-Man movies, but like, what does that mean? Like, that's not really helping, especially if they just ignore his notes. So like, without knowing more, there are really only two options. The one option is Sony's doing their own thing, and it's going to be spectacle over substance, and the continuity is not really going to make sense. And it kind of reminds me, like, there have been moments like this in comics before, where like you're reading this one event, and then also in a solo series, a certain character is doing something, and you kind of scratch your head, and you're like, but how could that character be doing that if they were doing this other thing during like the Axis event or something, right? And so comic books have this problem sometimes as well, and you just got to kind of roll with it. And maybe that's what's happening, and we'll just be able to like accept the Sony stuff for what it is and pretend like it doesn't actually exist within Marvel proper or the MCU's canon. But the other option that is way more compelling, that I think would be so much more cool, would be if Feige has been helping and they have a plan to make all of this make sense and to have it, you know, flow with Tom doing his thing here, going to do multiverse stuff like at this time, then popping up on Secret Wars or something like that. Like maybe Spider-Geddon takes place between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, and then that creates like a through line there. I'm not really sure. I would love that. But when it comes to Sony, I just don't know that I can really trust them to deliver the goods. You know what I mean? To make it like really, really dope. So I don't know. But let's talk about a couple of other really fun things that are going on with Across the Spider-Verse, which has jumped way high on my list. I mean, I was always excited for it, but this seems to be very, very ambitious, okay? So they're talking about how there'll be 13 more Spider variants and 240 characters total, and the film will take place across 6 different universes, okay? That's pretty freaking wild. Like, that's a lot, right? Again, you had somebody else, this Ember on Main person, saying that she heard that Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield will be in either the first movie, Across the Spider-Verse, or Beyond the Spider-Verse, that they will be in there. Okay, and this article 2 in the Cosmic Circus, they have heard from sources that those dudes will be in that movie as well. And so on the one hand, again, that's like an awesome celebration, super fun time, like, let's go. On the other hand, it's like, how's this going to work with the live action stuff? And also, how can they possibly create a crazy story like this that takes place over 2 movies that is absolutely awesome and epic, and then do something even bigger and more grand in live action? Like, won't the live action version just feel like a pale imitation to what they're doing in animation? Like, I seriously am a little bit concerned about that as well. And on top of that, the Spider-Man from the Spectacular Spider-Man and the 90s animated Spider-Man series are also supposed to be in either one of these movies. And the dude that voiced the OG 90s Spider-Man, Peter Parker, this guy, Christopher Daniel Barnes, he's apparently in talks to return as well. And so Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse definitely seem like they're swinging for the fences. Like there's going to be some awesome, incredible Spider-Man joy and hype going on. But I kind of feel like a little bit like Darth Vader here, right? Like, be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Sony, because this is bold. And you're also cranking out movies like Morbius, like Venom, like Kraven the Hunter. And so it's a little bit confusing, and I honestly don't have a lot of hope unless they get Kevin Feige involved. And so that's the report. And that's my little additional scoop to it. Wild times. Wild times in the Spider-Man world. So I wonder what you guys think about it. Let me know what you think about it. And there are a couple other things that I want to go over, but I am pretty curious. So let's do a thing here real quick. Let's do a thing. Oh, I can do this in addition to the poll, right? Oh, no, I have to end the poll. Okay, so I'll end the poll. And I want to know, so I'm going to start a Q&A. What do you think of this Spider-Man news? I want to know. I want to know what you think. Because, like, this option on my end, it closes out the regular chat, and all I see is what you put in to this Q&A section. So it's a good way to sort of weed out stuff and, like, just give everybody, like, a singular chance to, like, comment on the story and tell me what you're thinking. So, John White says, does anyone think all of this craziness is why they had such a hard time locking down Garfield and Tobey into contracts before Spider-Man No Way Home? There were just so many moving parts. It's possible. There was definitely a lot of moving parts. I think it's probably more the case that this is why Across the Spider-Verse was delayed, and also why they've delayed their Spider-Man plans, at least, like, putting Spider-Man into different places, right? But sure. So's comment says it's fire, skeptical but excited. I think it's great. MCU hype, says Mike. Spider-Man 2099. Yeah, he's going to be in it. He's going to be in it. And Miguel's probably going to play a really cool role. He's something of a main character, I would assume. I think that they are pulling a Star Wars. Content will be better in animation form, so live action will feel meh. Ooh. Interesting. Catherine says, way too many ideas for coming together. It's very ambitious, right? I think Sony's going to F it up. Wait, I think Sony's going to F up Tom Holland Spider-Man and Feige's going to drop him for someone else, maybe Miles. I think they're setting up for Miles, for sure. But I still think Tom Holland's going to be doing his thing. It sounds crazy and amazing, says Jedi Jen. I'll bet good money that Sony will screw this up. I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? Like, I feel like doing this without Feige is a bad look. And maybe they realize that, and maybe they're working on getting his help. Maybe that's why everything was delayed, right? So we'll see. It's very ambitious. We'll let Feige be in charge. Yeah. I mean, until we know what's going on and have a bit of a clearer vision as to why they bring Tom Holland to the Spider-Verse universe, I'll be having some hesitation. Yeah, I think that's fair. I just really wonder what kind of role Tom Holland will have. Because I think, like, the safer play is to just do a fun little cameo thing where they visit him in his universe and then they get out of there real quick, right? I'm down. Maybe that's the safe play. Maybe we're overthinking it. But I also think that, like, Sony's been waiting and hesitant for so long as to what they're going to do with any Spider-Man, and then you add in the rumor of Tom Holland being in Madam Web, holy banana nut muffins on a Sunday morning. What does that mean? Does that then mean that the Across the Spider-Verse thing is a little bit of a bigger deal? I don't know. Feige is the only person who can help Sony salvage their Spider-Verse plans in live action. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, won't we? Do you think the Inheritors will be involved in both live action and animated? That's another question, Namon, right? It's like, what are they even doing for the villains? How do you do Spider-Geddon without the Inheritors? The PS4 Spider-Man has already had encounters with the Inheritors. He was a part of the last Spider-Geddon. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy, right? We heard about the 90s Spider-Man and Josh Keaton Spectacular Spider-Man over a year ago since the original poster came out for Beyond the Spider-Verse. If that is true, then I missed it. I will say, though, that I've been following it pretty closely, and all I've heard is the opposite. Like, the guy denied it in a couple of interviews. A lot of people have said that they wanted him, but they didn't think it would work out. So I don't know about that. Trev, you also said that Black Adam was going to China, and it is not. I'm hoping this does crossover, raises the stakes for Peter while also taking him away from the Avengers spotlight. Yeah, that would be pretty sick. I don't think Sony gets the rights. Wait, what? I mean, Sony has the rights, though. No Spider-Man movies from Sony because Disney blocked them. That's why Sony focusing on not Spider-Man movies. It's not so much that they blocked them. It's that perhaps the creative plans or whatever going on behind the scenes are like, nah, like, wait until we can properly pull this together, right? I feel like, and maybe even this week, maybe it'll even happen this week, I feel like we're going to get some clarity really soon. There's too much smoke. There's been so much smoke over the past couple of weeks about Tom Holland, about Sony, about Marvel. There's too much smoke. I feel like another huge update is coming soon. Maybe an official update from Sony and Marvel, which will make all of this make sense. But for now, we're just kind of, speculating. If Feige gets involved, how hype are you? Okay, so if Feige is involved, hype through the roof. Like, hype through the roof, bro. Because I would assume that it's going to tie in to Secret Wars. And he has a really clever idea on how to execute on that. So if Feige's involved, through the roof. But I'll tell you this, even if Feige's not involved, I'm more excited to see this glorious mess of Spider-Man than I am the Kraven movie, the Hunter movie. You know what I mean? And if they throw, like, if Toby and Tom Holland and maybe Andrew are in Madam Web, like, bro, like, how do you not check that out? Do you know what I mean? So either way, I'm excited, but it might be one of those things where it's like, in the same way that I enjoyed Black Adam, I might have to enjoy Sony in that same way, where it's like, lower your expectations a little bit and just have fun with it. And I think you'll dig it. Yeah, what about Sandman and the Rhino, says Vincent. I mean, that's a good question, dude. Who knows, bro? And why are they even doing that? Like, who is over there thinking of these things? Like, holy shit. When do you believe Doom will be introduced? I don't think Doom is coming, unfortunately, until 2025. 3 years? Oh my god, no. I mean, we're almost out of this one, so it's like 2 years, really. But I have a really cool Dr. Doom video that might drop for you today, might drop for you guys tomorrow. But it is about the most evil version of Doctor Doom from Marvel Comics that I've ever read. It was disturbing, this book. Do you think John Babaniak will be the face of the PS4 Spider-Man? I have no idea who that is. Is that the guy they modeled it after? I'm not sure. Scattered Dimensions Part 1 or 2 for Across the Spider-Verse? I don't know. Maybe. I'm going to end this Q&A, though. I appreciate everybody chiming in on that. Thank you for that. Maybe. Kind of yet to be determined in my eyes. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to talk with you guys about is some James Gunn news. Yeah. DC. James Gunn. And I'm curious, man. New Snap season? When? Like right now? Bro, shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Is there a new Snap season? Hang on now. Now I gotta check the Marvel Snap account. Is there a new season? I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing for it. How dare you? How dare you play with my emotions? Oh, tomorrow. Okay, yeah, like I said. Cool. Cool. Okay, new season starts tonight? Oh, okay, what time tonight? Because that's sick. I'm having a lot of fun. Josh, why don't you replace Tom Holland? Because I can't act. I'm out of shape. And I wouldn't play well with others. So, there you go. Okay, so 10 hours and 18 minutes, new Snap season. Ooh, girl. Didn't you wanted to do a Tales of the Jedi watch party? Oh, yeah, we did it. We did it Saturday morning. We went through Tales of the Jedi. I started by talking a little bit of shit on Star Wars, just a little bit, and then we watched it all together. Nicholas, thanks, man. The anime channel is coming next year. I'm working on it, bruh. I'm working on it. Will you do a collab with me, Nicholas, when we launch the anime channel? Did I see the Acolyte cast? Yes, I saw the Acolyte cast. We're going to go over it on Nerd Theory, okay? All right. I want to know what you guys think this means. Do you think this means that James Gunn is saying yes to release the Ayer cut? Or do you think this means James Gunn is saying no to release the Ayer cut? Should we poll it? Should we poll it? How about this? Maybe don't answer this until we go through what he's saying here, but... Do you think James Gunn will release the Ayer cut? This is kind of crazy. Opened up Twitter at the end of a long, creative weekend to see the many tweets to hashtag Save Legends of Tomorrow and hashtag Release the Ayer cut. Okay? And fan support for other DC projects over the years. The majority of these requests were enthusiastic and respectful. But all our initial focus is on the story going forward, hammering out the new DCU and telling the biggest story ever told across multiple films, television shows, and animated projects. We invite all the DC fandoms from across the multiverse and everyone else as well into this new universe. We can't wait to reveal more. Okay. I'm going to read this again. Put it into the poll. Do you think he's saying yes or do you think he's saying no? Okay. And this time through, I'm going to kind of break it down. I'm going to give you my thoughts on what this means. James Gunn says, open up Twitter at the end of a long creative weekend to see the many tweets to Save Legends of Tomorrow, hashtag Release the Ayer cut, and fan support for other DC projects over the years. So right then and there, what is James Gunn telling you as your new president, co-president, I guess, of the DCU? He's saying to you, I just had a long creative weekend and I went online and I saw the many tweets asking to save Legends of Tomorrow, asking to release the Ayer cut and support other DC projects over the years, the things in the past. He's talking about the past. The majority of these requests were enthusiastic and respectful. That's him low-key saying, I saw that hateful shit too. But the majority of these were respectful and enthusiastic. But, he should have put the but in all caps. All our initial focus is on the story going forward, hammering out the new DCU and telling the biggest story ever told across multiple films, television shows, and animated projects. Okay. Full stop. He is telling you, essentially, this is what I think he's saying. I'm working already. I took a moment to look online and I saw all the energy from all these different fandoms that have supported DC stuff, that want to support these different things. Most of you guys are enthusiastic and respectful. But with a capital B, what we're going to do is focus on the future, the new DCU, and telling the biggest story ever told, which he capitalized everything. He's talking about Crisis. Okay? Which, by the way, I gotta do it. I gotta brag just a little bit. I told y'all the day James Gunn was announced. I told you the day we did that emergency stream. It was like 7 at night or some shit. No, it was like 5 or something. But you know what I mean? It was like the day it happened. I was gathering my thoughts and I said, "Fuck it, let's do a reaction stream." I told you in that stream that this meant that they were going to do Crisis, that James Gunn was going to pick up the already established pieces that DC's working on, and he's going to do a version of Crisis. That is absolutely what I thought then, and I feel it even more strongly now. Okay? He ends off by saying, "We invite all the DC fandoms from across the multiverse." Interesting turn of phrase, Mr. Gunn. "And everyone else as well into this new universe. We can't wait to reveal more." To me, and I know this is going to upset some people. I know some people got butthurt about this. Here's the deal. This is dope, man. As I said, one of the benefits of having James Gunn be in charge is that he's a part of the culture. Being a big fan, I mean, he's quote tweeted, scoops and said they were wrong. He quote tweeted the rumor about the dude that's playing him, Adam. No, it's not Adam. Yeah, the friggin', you know who I'm talking about. Why am I brain farting on this guy? The guy that lives in the Soul world. The friggin', what's his name? Help me out, chat. Adam Warlock. Thank you, Michael. He tweeted that and said, "I guess the rumor's out. Adam Warlock, boom, here's this homie's playing him. Congratulations, welcome." Okay? James Gunn is listening. That doesn't mean that he's going to bend over backwards. It doesn't mean he's grabbing ankles for the Snyder fandom. That shit ain't happening. But what he is going to say is he's listening. He's listening. And he says that their initial focus, so maybe someday air cut, right? But the initial focus is the story going forward and telling the biggest story ever told across multiple films, television shows, and animated projects. So I think what that means is that he's looking at all the projects. And dude, it's so perfect that the Flash movie is coming out next year and that the Flash movie was already going to be something of a soft reboot. Okay? So they already kind of had this plan going on. And so I think what James is going to do from here is he's going to figure out a way to make more projects, to greenlight more stuff, maybe even add in a little bit of post-credit stuff here and there that will add in the Crisis event to everything and bring it all together. I mean, that's the vision, right? That's what he wants to do. And the Flash movie is like the perfect jumping point forward for all of that stuff. So, we also recently heard that Christopher Nolan and fucking Steven Spielberg were having lunch with David Zaslav. And the idea of a Steven Spielberg DC or Superman movie is awesome. It gets me very, very excited. But I think now, given where the Flash will end up, and slight spoiler alert or whatever, but Henry Cavill will be at the end of the Flash movie. So previously he wasn't going to be around in the new universe, in the soft reboot universe, but now he will. And so I think the Superman movie that they're going to make, maybe with Steven Spielberg, maybe with somebody else, who knows, but this Superman movie should explore Henry Cavill's Superman in this new universe and possibly even open up the door and explanation for other universes. Maybe a little bit of multiversal stuff, right? And I think it could work. And I think it could be big, dude. And I'm excited. And so to me, like, he's not giving us a lot, but he's giving us stuff of substance. And I look forward to whatever changes and whatever goes on. And I'm genuinely probably more excited for DC than I have been in some time. And, you know, like, I'm not super hyped up on Shazam. Aquaman 2, I'll check it out. The Flash, I mean, I'm a big Ezra Miller hater, as I think many people are. Like, frankly, I question those that are not. But even still, that movie is apparently supposed to be incredible. And if it ends in the way that's going to soft reboot and set us up for the future, it's the perfect time. It's like the perfect time for somebody like Gunn to now be in charge of creative moving forward. So I think what he's saying here is, I'm listening. But right now, we're focused on doing this other dope thing. We're going to tell the biggest story ever told. Like, as I said that night on that surprise stream after James Gunn was announced, it's all about Secret Wars. Secret Wars is like already the talk of the town. It's already the buzz in Hollywood. It's already got people like, holy shit kind of stuff. It's the North Star. It's the whole thing, right? And how bold would it be for James Gunn to be like, oh yeah, we're going to do the DC version of that, except try to make it bigger, better, more bold. I don't know if he can, but I fucking respect the gumption, the cojones, you know, to try to make something like that work. And as a DC fan, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. So, James Gunn released the Ayer cut. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. You tell me, chat. Anything else, guys? Is there anything else going on that we need to talk about? Anything else hyped up? Who's the Crisis Batman, though? Well, there'll be many different Batmen. So, yeah. Feige is nervous. Are you? Teehee. I don't know how nervous he is. Superman and Lois getting canceled? Probably. The Acolyte. We're going to talk about that. Mariana, we're going to talk about that on Nerd Theory. Okay, we'll talk about it on Nerd Theory. Just so everybody knows, though, and maybe we'll talk about this on Wednesday for the Nerd Venture stream, but I'm kind of trying to... Oh, you're at 500 likes? Okay, fine. Here you go. Boom. Button unbuttoned. That's all you get. At 1,000 likes, we'll do another button. All right, I'll do one more button. That's all you get. That's all you get. What's up with the Static Shock movie? We really don't know. I mean, it's kind of a rough spot to be in for Static right now, just because of everything kind of shifting around. We have no idea what they're doing. But I like Static, so I would hope that still would happen. What else is going on? Is there anything else crazy? Keep the buttons on. Oh, shit. Okay. My bad. Black Panther coming this week? Hell yeah. I'm so excited. Okay, let me do a thing. Put a 1 into the chat if you're seeing it Thursday. Put a 1 into the chat if you're seeing Black Panther on Thursday, because I know I am. And oh, baby, I'm excited. Unfortunately, Elisa probably won't be able to see it with me on Thursday. We're going to go Saturday, and she'll see it with me on Saturday. Hell yeah. Bro, I'm so excited for this movie. You know, they've been saying some real crazy stuff about it. Apparently, Namor is as strong as Thor. Maybe even the Hulk. Like, what? Like, what does that mean? I don't know. But nonetheless, man, I'm pretty excited. I'm excited. Getting back into the theater. Watching some mother-loving MCU. And we're just days away. No Doctor Doom cameo. Yes, there's no Doctor Doom cameo. But we've already mourned for the loss of Doctor Doom. Talked about it a couple of weeks ago. That first day I was pretty salty, I'm not going to lie. I was pretty salty. But, you know, kind of makes sense. You know, we're going to deal. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine. Jordan! Welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Did I watch One Piece Red? No, I'm not a One Piece guy. Not really, anyway. As soon as I get out of here, though, we're going to watch the new Bleach. Ooh, I'm excited. Landor? What's Landor? What about the Grogu short film, man? Okay, you know what? I feel like I'm ADD and I didn't talk about this, but I'm trying to navigate my way back to Star Wars. I'm trying to find a way back into being positive about Star Wars, embracing the fandom for what it is, and trying to cover Star Wars more. Okay? But I don't know how. There's so much anger in me. I want more, and I know I shouldn't. I'm not the Jedi that I should be. And so maybe on Wednesday, we could do some call-ins with the Nerdvengers, and we could talk it out. We could talk it out and figure out how are we going to handle this? What should I do? What do I do with my hands? You know, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we'll go over that on Wednesday. Because, I want to cover Star Wars again. I think I might wait until Andor is over. And then maybe I'll make one last video shitting on Andor. Just one. And then we move on. Okay, and yeah, there's going to be an Andor Season 2 that nobody will watch. And we'll talk about what we're going to do then as well, okay? All right, let's get into the Q and the A. Let's get into the Q and the A. Let's go over the Super Chats, member chats, and I appreciate all the support. I really do, guys. I know money's kind of tight right now. The economy's in maybe a worse spot than Star Wars. How did that happen? I'm not sure. But yeah, let's get into it. CJ, welcome back to the Nerdvengers, my friend. You are a Nerdvenger once again, and we're very happy to have you here. Elijah says with a $10 holla, very generous, says, I want new minds telling new stories. I am more hyped for your comic than even the X-Men. All this Disney Plus stuff feels so tired at this point. I'd love to see a hype poll on new indie creators versus established creators. You know, it's kind of interesting. I've been thinking a lot about this. Because, like, you know, I'm creating the comic book world, but I'm also creating some other worlds. And, you know, I really want to get into storytelling, a little bit more of, like, IP creation and management. I'm kind of trying to, like, shift. I mean, we're doing a lot of fun stuff on the channels, but I want to shift into making more stuff, right? So I've been working on a lot of that. And it's tough, man, because, like, I still love... Like, I spent a lot of time this weekend catching up on comics. And I read through the whole Children's Crusade book. I read all 10 issues of Avengers Forever. I read the 2 issues for All Out Avengers, which, by the way, this fucking cover, I had to get this one. This shit is hype, bro. Look at that shit. Oh, yeah. And I read a bunch of established stuff. And there's a lot of really fun stuff. I really still like that. You know, we watched Tales of the Jedi on Saturday, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, it hits me right in the feels, dude. It's like the best Star Wars shit they've made in a long time. So, I do understand what you're saying, man. And I think that there needs to be new stuff, for sure. But there needs to be good shepherds of the stories and the myths that are already out there. And a lot of the time, like, the reason they're popular is, like, there is a really important reason as to why they're popular. I've been thinking about Superman a lot. Because I think there's a lot of people that are like, oh man, new Superman movie, like, can that even work? Should it even be hyped? And then it's like, do you realize that Superman is not just like a really popular character? He's like the first really popular character that, like, so many derivatives of Superman are big in their own right. Like Homelander, Supreme, Invincible, Dragon Ball, even Captain Marvel, Miracle Man, which was Captain Marvel, like all these different, it's all derivative of Superman. Like without Superman, none of that other shit exists. And he's the best one of all of them. Like he's the best one of all of them because he's the first, he's therefore original. And it's like, I feel like we haven't necessarily had the best shepherds of Superman in the modern era. And I like Zack's stuff a lot. And like, I think he was working towards that mythological status. But like, that's not really Superman, right? I don't know, man. Like, so I'm kind of like 50-50. You need new and you need fresh, but you also need good shepherds of the iconic mythological characters that we already have established. So thanks for the love, though. All right, where the hell was I? Oh, okay, here we go. Skylar! Hang on, I'm gonna burp. I muted it so you didn't hear it. Skylar Hillman says, Echo leads into Daredevil Born Again, which turns into Spider-Man 4. I do believe so. I believe that is currently the plan, and I'm kind of hyped up for it. The question for me, though, is how does he then go into Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars? He's got to become an Avenger of his own accord at that point, right? Mike Howells says, live action pale in comparison to animation. LOL, hell, that DC right now, DCAU over DCEU. That's true, but can you imagine if that creative energy was working across all of them? I mean, James literally said across animation, television, and live action. That's pretty hype, right? That's pretty crazy. Mate, member for 17 months, says, going to a Marvel-themed pub quiz tonight, hoping all the years of being a nerd might pay off. Wish me luck and take my monthly money. Yeah. Well, you're a nerd Avengers. So you should already be set up for success. Go get him. Elijah follows up and says, no hate on established IP, but I'm just being honest with how I'm feeling. I want to see some new indie guy hit it big, go different places, have new adventures, and I wonder how alone I am in that. All right, let's do a little poll. Let's get into a poll on that. I'm willing to start a poll here. What are you more excited for? And we'll say established IP, Star Wars, DC, Marvel. New IP. And we'll say indie, Rebel Moon, etc. I have to shorten that. Old IP, I guess, is the way to do it. Okay. Boom. There you go. And yeah, I understand, Elijah. I do. And I am excited about new stuff too. Like, new stuff gets me excited. But there's always that, like, the thing that's cool about established IP is that it creates a depth to explore as you're getting into it. Like, I've been really getting into Warhammer quite a bit. And the reality is, man, there's like hundreds of novels, tons of different games, 8 or 9 different editions of the game. So many lore videos, and so it's cool to get into that and then see that there's this great well of stuff to explore. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Thank you, Elisa, once again. Skylar Hillman says, the DCU is a hot mess with a few bangers. I wish Gunn would reboot the entire franchise, starting with a Batman film. Well, I think he's going to take the Flash movie soft reboot and really run with that. So we'll see what that means. I'm personally in a full reboot camp. But I also am like, hey, if you've got all these pre-established things, why not do Crisis with them? You know what I mean? Like Christian Bale, Batman popping up. There's a lot of cool stuff you could do. Nick D says, I think the most important thing in regards to DC is how does The Rock feel? JK, LMAO. Yeah, so Rock hasn't really said much about the Peter Safran, James Gunn shit. He did, however, attempt, and I mean attempt because it was a laughably bad attempt. He did attempt to suggest that the box office for Black Adam is lower because of the pandemic. Did you all see this? Did anybody see this in chat? He did. He literally said that shit. He literally said that shit, man. He was like, and we should all try to navigate the box office in a pandemic world together or some shit. Yeah. Well, check this out. Here's the gross of Black Widow, which came out in the heights of the pandemic. Literally released on Disney Plus to be purchasable. And it did $379 worldwide. Here's Black Adam. Now, Black Adam is higher than it was when this screenshot was taken. I think it's around 320 right now. But it still might not even hit 4. It might be living in the same area as Black Widow. Okay? And I got a feeling that after this coming weekend, Black Panther will probably have an opening weekend that nearly rivals the 3-week total for Black Adam. And again, I actually went to bat for Black Adam, right? Like, very late in the game, I turned and supported Rock, and I actually enjoyed the film. But it is laughable how The Rock is trying to make it seem like his movie's not doing well because of the pandemic. Like, are you high, bro? Black Widow did not release in China. And I don't think Black Adam will either. Yeah. So he's high. Probably on some good stuff. But yeah, he's high. Okay, anyway. Jordan, again, thanks and welcome to the Nerd Ventures. Jimmy Bones says, for calling crisis, will come get refund if by chance you are wrong, which is never. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Bismo says, feel the force flow inside of you, Josh. Oh, okay, I will. But I still feel the draw to the dark side. Jive and Jimmy says, much love. Appreciate that. Neyman, member for 21 months, says, do you think Doom will be the villain of Secret Wars or just a major player? And what do you think the normie reaction will be to seeing Reed and Doom for the first time, months before Kang Dynasty? That reaction will be hype as hell. I actually don't think Doctor Doom's heavily involved in the movie at all, though. The Fantastic Four movie will not have Doctor Doom as the villain. And I think it's actually going to be mostly Kang. That is the villain of Secret Wars. And maybe they'll do a Doctor Doom Secret Wars thing later. But, like, Doom's going to Doom. Like, Doctor Doom's going to do Doctor Doom stuff. So, yeah, we'll see. And we'll see how that shakes out exactly. But, yeah. Michael, or Mikel, I always forget how to pronounce it, says, finally, Diamond Tier started watching your videos a few days before No Way Home. And watched that Friday live stream, and it was electric. Glad to be in this awesome community. Man, that was probably one of my most fun streams I've ever had. Talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. Man, what a stream. What a stream. So happy that you've been joining ever since then, man. Mandalore, with a $10 holla, says, good morning. Meh. How was the weekend? Question, when Ezra Miller was first seen in Justice League, before we found out he's a raving lunatic psycho, did you like him? Or is it always an instant dislike of him? Yeah, I never liked Ezra's take on the Flash. Gotta be honest. Never liked it. Never liked it. Doesn't feel like Barry to me. Feels more like Wally West, if I'm being honest. So yeah, never really dug it. Never really dug it. Alan Ewald, 18 months. Love this channel. Hey, man, much appreciation. Much love right back to you, Alan. Low Lives, member for 14 months, says Spideyverse should happen after Star Wars or Secret Wars. So it doesn't take away from the multiversal shock value. But man, when I hear the 90s theme in the theater, oh yeah, for sure. Same, bro. And yeah, I agree with you. That would be cool to do it afterwards, for sure. I mean, I think he should be the whole centerpiece. The 90s Spider-Man should be the whole centerpiece. He went out looking for Mary Jane in the multiverse. So that's what I would do. You know what I mean? Mikkel says, I don't know if you remember me saying that I got my sis into Marvel. She on Loki and doesn't have time to watch because of college. She loves it, though. Much love. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And that's cool, man. It's good to have something to talk about with the siblings. It's some good, fun stuff to have to share with the siblings. So, hell yeah. We'll hang out in the chat for a little bit, and then we're going to call it a day. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Hey, I was thinking about doing this for tomorrow. I want to see what you guys think about it. I was thinking about doing a tier list, but I was thinking about doing it as the most powerful Marvel characters currently in the MCU. Right? So, like, who are the most powerful? I mean, you've got Carol Danvers, you've got Wanda, you've got Steven, you know what I mean? But then it gets kind of interesting from there, right? Like, where do you put Professor Hulk? Where do you put a character like War Machine? I'd probably put War Machine higher than many of you guys would. What up with White Vision, though? You know what I mean? What do you think? Does that sound fun? Thor. Good one. Would that be chill? Steve says, watched 300 again last night. That is all. Dude, 300 is an incredible movie. Elisa was watching Watchmen again. Zack Snyder's Watchmen recently. I was doing some work in the office, but she had it on, and I was like going through memories. Did you like Peacemaker? Just curious. I did not like Peacemaker. No. Powerful or strong? Powerful. No, power versus strength, not the same thing. Because I would argue that somebody like Rhodey, even though he's not as strong as somebody like Hulk, is actually more powerful than somebody like Hulk currently. And we don't know for sure because we'd have to see, like, how's that Stark Tech split up. But if Rhodey has access to Stark Tech and still has military connections, he's very powerful. Very powerful. Arthur with a 5 spot says, thought lives were at noon. New job, 40-hour week, 12 to 8:45 a.m. So I won't be able to make lives that much anymore, unfortunately. I miss y'all. Nerd Avengers for life. Much love. Yeah, we moved them back to 11 now. So the live streams will be at 11 now. But much love to you, Arthur. We'll try to, do some weekend streams here and there. Have you read DC's Doomsday Clock? I have, but I don't know if I finished it. So Drax is more powerful than Smart Hulk. Maybe. Watch the Weird Al movie? Oh, yeah? Okay. Why did they snipe the Saturday stream? I couldn't watch on the replay. Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I know that they sniped it, but I'm not sure why. Let me see if I can pull it up. Blocked from a copyright claim. Disney Enterprises. I guess maybe I had some of the audio playing at the very end of the stream or something. But yeah, they blocked the shit out of it. So Rhodey is a Skrull, right? I mean, he might be. We gotta see. I don't know. Scarlet Witch is god tier for show, but is she still as strong as she was in Multiverse of Madness with no chaos magic, with no Darkhold? Is she still as strong? When do you drop the big Doom video with the fire thumbnail? I'm not sure. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. So right now, Elisa's working on that video. Fernie's working on a different video that I also think you guys are gonna love. But Fernie's also on his deathbed. So we got to see like how he's doing. We got to see how Elisa's doing. Maybe the Doom video drops today. Maybe the X-Men video drops today. I'm not sure. All right, let's see here. Our Bricks and Wildlife says, will the Avengers call Namor or Klukakalon? I'm not sure. We got to see the movie. I'm not 100% sure how that's all going to work. I'm probably just going to call him Namor, though. Been rewatching Daredevil with the girlfriend, and man, I miss the quality of Marvel TV series. We need more cacks. I feel very strongly that we need a lot more cocks. Pause. And I also think Feige recognizes the need for more cocks. Pause. So think about it. Thank you, Low Lives. Brendan says, I have a TV show pitch, a 12-episode show set in the Harry Potter world about real-time politics with only muggles and no magic. Ah! Call it Andor? Holy shit. Ever play the KOTOR games? Hell yeah, bro. Those games are fire. Alex says Flash War and give us Wally West for a reboot. Red hair for the Justice League. Yo, that shit would be sick. That shit would be sick. Cox or Cox? Why not both? I'm alive, just in pain. I know, Fernie. Holy shit, dude. Fernie's like, I might not be able to get that video to you. And I was like, bitch, why? And he was like, I'm in the hospital, gallbladder. And I was like, oh my God, are you okay? Yeah. Mandalore says, never seen your hair change length. Suspect a wig. Whew. How dare you? And also, I'll never tell. What Superman comics would you recommend? Always been a Batman guy, but getting into the Superman. All-Star Superman. Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. I like some of the Elseworlds a lot as well. Like Speeding Bullets Batman. The one where he goes to Apocalypse, Son of Apocalypse, maybe it's called. But yeah, All-Star Superman, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. What other ones? What other ones are really cool? That's all I can think of for now. We love Angry Bald Josh. Yeah, maybe you do. Yeah. Reign of Superman's good. Death of Superman's cool. Infinite Frontier is cool. It's not a wig. Shut your mouth. Hey, it's okay. Let's let him. Red Sun. That's the one. Yeah, Red Sun's really good as well. That's the Russian one. Injustice is cool. It doesn't like speak to the true nature of Superman, in my opinion, but it's cool. What was the first? That was the first time you got my name right. 100,000 nerd coin for Josh. Oh, thanks, man. What's up, Scooper King? You have a VR headset? I do not. I do not. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Do you have any slabbed comics? No slabbed. I have some really good ones. Trev sends me a bunch of fun comics occasionally. He sent me, or maybe it's for Liam. It's a Jeff Johns signed copy of, not Fear Itself. What's it called? What's that one called? Your pronunciation's been better? Aquaman 2 is released after The Flash, which adds to the confusion, though. Correct? For the general public? Oh, yeah, for sure. But they can still make it work, you know? Alex says, took the week off work so I don't have to watch on replay. My man! My man! Oh, shit. Fernie's got Mexican Healing Secrets. Gonna be looking like Namor at the end of it. Holy shit. Okay, right on, man. Pizza Gaming says, what's new? Oh, I'll tell you what's new. And also, I gotta get out of here. But I'm just having so much fun with y'all. You know what I mean? I'm just having so much fun with y'all. I bought a Warhammer army. So I'm currently painting. Like, I got a squad of Ultramarines I'm painting. And I've got multiple Blood Angel stuff that I'm painting. And, like, I want to build a Blood Angels army, okay? But, like, I'm so busy that I probably won't get done building my Blood Angel army until, like, the middle of next year. And so I'm like, do I really want to wait until the middle of next year to start to learn how to play Warhammer? So I ended up just buying an army of Custodes. If you guys know any of the 40k lore, they're like the Emperor's like personal guard. They're basically all on Terra. Like, they'll go out occasionally to war. But they're big, beefy, awesome, overpowered people. So, Gideon times Den of Nerds collab. Yo, I'll say this about Gideon. And I haven't really like commented on this because like who cares really what I think about it. But I'll tell you this. So when I first because he came on stream with Star Wars Theory, and at that time my impression of him and the vibe I picked up on him like wasn't that great. But since then, I've seen a lot of different things that Gideon has said, that he's done, the way he handles himself, talking about content and all this stuff. And I'll tell you, I have a lot of respect for that dude. Like, a lot of respect for that dude. And I was flatly wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of thought maybe he was like like an outrage junkie, kind of disrespectful, like only cared about, his content popping and all that. I was dead ass wrong. Like, he's a really thoughtful dude that makes really good content and has a pretty balanced perspective. So I'll just say that about Gideon. I think he's pretty cool. Brian Lara says, Josh, are there any DC projects you like currently? Just watched Young Justice, thought it was pretty dope, but I'm not sure about watching Titans. Thoughts? One of my buddies loves Titans and he keeps trying to get me to watch it. I don't know. It's tough for me, man. I'm not really that into it. I think Superman and Lois is really good. A lot of the animated stuff is really great. Like, I just watched Super Sons the other day, and even though they make Damian way less murdery, it's still pretty chill. So I like that. Yeah, I mean, other than that, man, I did enjoy Black Adam. I want to start getting back into DC Comics, so I'm probably going to go back and read through all of the Dark Crisis stuff that's happening so far. I read Justice League 75, The Death of the Justice League, but I haven't really read much after that. Like I said, I've been catching up on a lot of comics because I want to make more comic book content on the channel. So that's kind of something I've been working on over the weekend. So, yeah, Titans can be a little cheesy. Yeah, for sure. Oh, thanks, Matthew. That's very nice. Hey, Josh, what's the thing you'd love to see happen in the MCU? Hulk needs to become savage again, bro. I need Hulk to flip his shit and lose his mind and go savage. Otherwise, you got to bring in the Sentry. You got to bring in Blue Marvel. You got to bring in some of these OP characters. I want some OP characters. That's what I want. That's what I want. So, thoughts on the Guardians Holiday Special? I'm going to watch it. Have you watched The Peripheral? Yeah, Elisa and I love The Peripheral, dude. Great show. Great show. And that, the star, the young star, I forget her name. What is it? Emma, maybe? She's a great follow on Twitter. She's been really getting into gaming. And so she's a fun follow on Twitter. Do you have any Cax figurines or comics? Oh, man. I mean, I can't. That's a little too close to home there. Chloe. Okay. Yeah, Chloe. She's Hit Girl. I know. I didn't know she was Hit Girl until later on. But, nah, man, I can't be telling you about my Cax collection, bro. That's personal. Yeah. The Rock will be a version of all of the Justice League in Crisis. I mean, that would be low-key hilarious, dude. That would be low-key hilarious. Apocalypse versus Darkseid. Who wins? Darkseid, I think. That would be a tough fight, though. I mean, Apocalypse ain't no bitch. Been rechecking out Blackest Night, and so far, Lanterns are awesome. Dude, Blackest Night is incredible. Blackest Night was sick. Brightest Day was a little less sick, but also really cool. Yeah. Holy shit, John White. Hey, much love to you, brother. Sending you a lot of positive vibes. Guys, let's get some hearts in the chat for John White. First chemo treatment. That is rough, man. One of my cousins is a recent cancer survivor, and that shit was hell for him. But luckily, he's on the other side of it. So just you got to try to stay mentally strong. Surround yourself with family and just, stay as positive as you can, brother. Stay as positive as you can. Much love. All right, everybody, we're going to get on out of here. I appreciate you. I think tomorrow we'll do a power ranking tier list for all of the people in the MCU. So that should be really, really fun. So come on by for that tomorrow. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Sorry, I got carried away there. Hey man, good vibes. Good vibes. I thought that was a pretty good stream. I appreciate the participation. I feel good about seeing a ton of familiar faces. I think the 11 time is gonna work. So much love. Much love. We'll see you guys tomorrow again at 11. Make sure you are opening up that third eye. Open it up to all the wisdoms and images and vibes that the universe has to offer. Open it up like a big old radio antenna dialing into the frequency of depth, intelligence, and universal knowledge. And make sure you wash out that dirty butthole. See you later.